Happy Wednesday afternoon, everybody. As y'all are checking in, when you are checking in, go ahead, shout yourselves out in the comments section if you happen to be watching me live. If you're watching this on replay, might be 20 years later, understand that this content is evergreen. Everything I talk about here is evergreen, which means even if you don't catch it live, if you catch it 100 years later, this material will still be relevant. That's the difference between me and most of other people you got out here creating content. Everything I'm talking about doesn't matter when you catch it. You catch it live, then you get me as an added bonus. But if you catch it on replay, it'll still be worth the value as long as you do something with it. As long as you do something with it. That's the disclaimer. All that said, hope everybody's had a great Wednesday so far. Go ahead and shout yourselves out. The topic is the topic. You see the topic, Periscope over here. Tap the screen. Let me get some heart action going. Thank you, whoever that is in the green. Facebook. Can I get a comment, shout out, something in the comment section? Even if you're watching this later, I might boost this thing. on Facebook later so y'all can watch it later. And Instagram, y'all know the deal. Go ahead, shout yourselves out. Y'all can tap the screen as well. I think Instagram gives you the most options, at least as far as the platforms I'm using right now. Facebook does it too, but I think I got to be on mobile. I don't know if Facebook lets me do likes when I'm using the computer for Facebook, a tablet, and a phone. But anyway, everybody, my name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day. I'm a former 9-year professional athlete that played basketball overseas for 9 years after walking on an NCAA Division III school. That's impressive, right? But let me tell you what's more impressive than that. On top of that, I created this whole philosophy called Work on Your Game. As part of it, I've written 27 books, including this book right here called The Mirror of Motivation. I'm going to tell you how to get this book for free at the end of this presentation. I also wrote this book called Work on Your Game, which takes my whole brand and put it into 250 pages. I'm going to tell you how to get this book for free at the end of this presentation right here. But what we do right here, no, this ain't pre-recorded, Ricky. What we do right here is we take the mental game that you need to succeed in sports and we teach how these get applied to business and to life. So 3 different types of people come to work on your game. Number 1, person who feels like they need more game. Number 2, the person who feels they need to get better at showing their game. And number 3, person who feels like they have game and they're showing it, but they're not getting recognized for their game. So if you're one of those 3 people, you are in the right place at the right time. Maybe you're more than one of them at the same time. Ricky Peralta, where you checking in from? Ricky asked me about an iPhone. Ricky, let me tell you what we're talking about here. We're talking about how you get chosen and how you don't get chosen. So let's talk about that. And then forget the iPhone. I'm going to tell you how to get yourself chosen. You get yourself chosen enough and you get people to drop the bag for what you asked for. You can buy all the phones in the world. You can buy every iPhone. You can buy the iPhone, the Android, every phone. I don't know what other phones there are. You get all of them. All right. The Boost Mobile, I don't know, whatever else they got out there. You can get those. It's perfect timing that we talk on this topic. I chose this topic specifically, even though the majority of people who see this video are going to watch it on replay, not watch it live. But those of you who are watching it live, this is perfect timing because today is the NBA draft. What's going on, Harry754 on Instagram? Today's the NBA draft, which if you don't follow basketball or sports, then the draft is the time when the top amateur players, eligible amateur players, are eligible to now be chosen by professional teams. And this is a life-changing event because in the NBA, when you sign that contract, that's guaranteed money. So this is life-changing money for a lot of young men from all around the world who have shown their talent and put themselves in a position to be chosen to play at the highest possible level of the game. They are joining the top 1% of athletes in the world. Now, how they're actually going to perform, we don't know. We got to find out. But just getting chosen in the first place is the first step. And sometimes you got to get chosen before you even get a chance to perform. Now, you get to perform like in college or overseas, wherever you were, but you got to, first of all, get yourself chosen in the first place. So that's what we're going to talk about. Right now today, why you were not chosen. So any of you ever get in a situation where you feel like you got game and you feel like you're showing your game, like I talked about 2 of the 3, but for whatever reason, you're not getting recognized for your game. You're not getting the attention for your game. I'm going to tell you why that's happening. That's what we're going to talk about here today. So this is something, again, this can be related to a lot of different subjects. It's not about sports specifically. This could be in the business world if you're trying to get a job, if you're trying to get a consulting gig, if you're trying to get a speaking engagement, if you on social media trying to get a girl to like you or trying to get a guy to like you, you post a picture and you're trying to get people to like it or to leave comments, trying to get a promotion at a job that you already have where you need to be chosen. And if you're not chosen, sometimes people are upset. Sometimes they're confused. Sometimes people say they have no idea why they didn't get chosen. Today, I'm going to tell you why you did not get chosen. 3 reasons. Number 1, your personal criteria is not the same as the criteria of your audience or the person who has the power to choose. In other words, all right, today, again, some of y'all might be watching this at a completely different date, but today when I'm recording this, it's a 2020 NBA draft. Some of y'all might be watching this. I might not put this on YouTube till 2021. But let's say if you're a point guard and the team that has the pick that you want to be picked by, that team, they already got a point guard. They got 3 point guards. They need a center. They need somebody who's 7 feet. You're only 6 feet tall. They're not going to choose you. The reason they didn't choose you is not because you're not good. It's not because you haven't shown your game. It's not because you don't have talent. It's not because you don't work hard. It's because what they're looking for and what you're offering are not the same thing. What's going on, your angel? Understand that in life, in order for you to get chosen, is not just about what you have and what you do and what you want. It's also about the wants and desires of the person who is doing the choosing. So if you go to the mall and you see a girl that you like, she looks good and you're interested, and she's looking back at you and she appears to be interested as well, but she's already married and she got 3 kids, just because she's interested and she thinks you look good doesn't mean you're going to get the opportunity, because she is not open to the opportunity. She's not available for the opportunity that you may be presenting. So sometimes in life, you have done everything right, quote unquote, but you still don't get the opportunity simply because whoever is doing the choosing is just not looking for what you have. And somebody said product market fit. That's exactly what I'm saying here. So if you try out for the basketball team, around this time every year, I get messages from high school players trying out for the basketball team, even college players. And players will say stuff. Players will not make the team, and they'll say something like, Dre, I was the best player at tryouts, but I didn't make the team. Well, listen, what you think about your performance has nothing to do with what the decision maker thinks about it. So if the decision maker, the coach, doesn't think you were the best player, then you don't make the team, and that's the way that it goes. That's the way it goes in life. If you think you got the best book in the bookstore, but the customer likes Tony Robbins' book better or Oprah Winfrey's book better than yours, then they're going to buy their book and not buy yours. It doesn't matter that you think is the best book. What matters is what the consumer thinks. So in life, remember that the sale that you have to make, first of all, you got to sell yourself so you believe in what you're doing. The second sale you got to make is to the person who actually makes the buying decision. And if that person does not have the same opinion that you have, then you are not going to make the decision. So your job at this point, understanding this first point, is you need to understand who your customer is. Who is your customer? Who are you selling to? Who are you actually trying to get your result through? And it's not everybody. Your customer is not everybody. When you're trying to sell to everybody, you usually end up selling to nobody. Figure out who exactly you're selling to. Get specific about what they need and what you're offering them, and then go out there to the world. Not everybody's going to buy just because they heard you. But when you sell to the right people, you make the sales that you need to make. So the fix is to get in the mind of the consumer, not in your own head so much. Get in the mind of the consumer, figure out what they want, not what you want. Point number 2, why you are not being chosen in life. You are not the only option. Sometimes in life you don't get chosen. Again, it's not because you're not good. It's not because you haven't shown your game. It's not because they don't know about you. Maybe because they just see a better option. In the 2003 NBA draft, one of the legendary NBA drafts, the first pick in the draft was LeBron James. LeBron is a pretty damn good player. The second pick was a dude named Darko Milicic. He didn't become a great player. After that was Carmelo Anthony, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade. Now, Dwayne Wade was the 5th pick. There were 4 people picked ahead of him. I would say, arguably, over the last damn near 20 years, only one of those players is better than him, which was LeBron James. So why didn't Dwayne Wade get picked by the other teams in front of him? Because they had other options. They just saw other options that they felt worked better for them at that time. Now, posterity can prove you wrong. It can prove you right. But sometimes in life, somebody has more than one option and they just don't choose you. When I was in college, for example, me and my homies, we would go out to parties on campus. Me and other dudes that played on the basketball team, and we all tall. And everybody, most of the people knew who we were. So we go into these parties, and me and one of my boys, we might both see a girl that we're interested in. She looking at me, and she looking at him, and she looks interested in both of us. Well, sometimes in life, she had to choose. Sometimes she had to pick. Like, all right, she might like him one night. It might be the girl liking him. Another time, she might be liking me, and that's all right. If she liked him, that's all right. It's cool. I'm going to go find me somebody else. Sometimes in life, they have other options and they just don't choose you, not because there's something wrong with you, but because they had a different option and you just didn't get picked. Sometimes in life, it goes that way. Go find somebody else who can buy. All right. If you can't sell to that buyer, go find another buyer. All right. Don't keep trying to sell to somebody who is obviously not interested in buying from you or not able to buy from you. Well, somebody might want to buy that Rolls Royce that you sell at the Rolls Royce dealership, but if they ain't got the money, they can't make the down payment, they don't have the credit, and they don't fit the profile to pay for that car. Go sell to somebody who can buy the car. All right, don't worry about the person who can't. Go sell to the person who can. So if you can make yourself so unique that there is no substitute, there's another thing you can do. You make yourself so unique that there is no substitute for you, then people don't have other options. So this is another way that you can fix this. So one way is go find somebody else who can buy from you. Another way is make yourself the only option. When you're the only option, then people won't have a choice but to come to you. So if somebody wants a smartphone these days, it ain't that many options. You got the Android and you got the iPhone. It's pretty much the only two options. And if somebody if a salesperson for Apple or for Android can make you believe that the Android or the Apple phone has everything that you need for your specific needs, there's pretty much no other option. And you're pretty much, that customer's pretty much has no other option but to buy from you. You're going to make the sale. Today I was talking to a guy. He said he's not a huge Apple fan, but he has an iPhone, he has an iPad. He said the reason why I got the iPhone is because when I used to have a BlackBerry back in the day, like over a decade ago, he got an iPod and he put all his music on there. And then he saw that if you have an iPod and then you get an iPad and you get an iPhone, all the music will sync across all the devices. So you put all your music on one thing, then you get on something else, all the music is on that one too. He was like, man, no other device offered that. That's why I got into the Apple products, and now I got all this Apple stuff. And it's because there was no other option. So sometimes in life, if you can figure out, not sometimes, all the time, if you can figure out a way to make yourself the only option, then you will have no competition and you can get whatever you want. Make yourself so unique that there is no substitute. So every year, the NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball, they draft all these players, guarantee them a whole bunch of money under the idea that there's no better option other than that particular player. So the fix for this is to work on your game and find the unique angle that makes you the only option for what you're offering. When you're the only option, they don't have to like you, they don't have to love you, they don't have to feel any good way about you, but they ain't got no choice but to come to you. Point number 3. Topic here today is why you are not chosen in life. Third reason is your political game is weak. Today, again, is the NBA draft. When you got the NFL draft or a player, anybody trying to get a job or a career in any area of business, sometimes it's a matter of the relationship more than it's a matter of your skill. Because if you got a bunch of people who are seemingly equal in skill, it's a matter of who can sell, who can build the relationship, who has the contacts, who knows the right person in the right places, who has the most favorable reputation, who has somebody that likes them, who's on the inside, that's part of the decision-making team. That's the person who's going to win. Not necessarily the person who's the best, just the person who knows the right person. This is why in the sports world, athletes have agents. This is why musicians have managers. This is why people in the business world can have an agent. Or if you're in the publishing world, you might have a literary agent. If you're a speaker, you might have a speaking agent. Again, rappers and musicians, they have booking agents whose job is to go get them booked to do shows. And the reason why those managers matter so much, those agents matter so much, is because the agent has the relationships with the people that you want to do business with. So when I played professional sports overseas, I had an agent, and my agent's real benefit was the fact that my agent had relationships with the teams overseas. I didn't know anybody overseas. I didn't know them. They didn't know me, but I had skill and they needed a player with skill. So the agent was the go-between. They were the middleman who had the relationship, and the relationship allowed me to get the job that I wanted. It wasn't necessarily because I was better than all the other 1,000 players who were trying to get a job. It was because I was connected to the person with the relationship who helped me get the job. Now, did I have to have skill on top of that? Absolutely. And if I got on and I didn't have skill, would I have got fired from the job? Absolutely. But the relationship is the thing that gets your foot in the door in the first place. Then you get a chance to show what you're actually worth. Again, this works in that models have agents, actors and actresses have agents, book authors have agents, people who work on TV shows like Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, these guys have agents. Athletes have agents. Now, all types of people have middlemen who work for them. Their very job is to have relationships. So anytime an agent is trying to get a new client, what does that agent say? What's LeBron's agent, Rich Paul, Clutch Sports, when Rich Paul reaches out to a new player that he wants to sign to his agency, here's what Rich Paul says. I got the relationships. I got the power. I can help get you on whatever team you want to play for. I get you whatever amount of money you want to make. I get you all these deals off the court. What Rich Paul is telling him is about the relationships that he has, that he can help this person take their career to a higher level. That's how he sells himself. Now, I don't know Rich. I never heard him actually say those words out of his mouth, but this is how agents work. They all do the same thing. It's about relationships. So sometimes in life, you're not being chosen because you do not have politics on your side. What does politics mean? Because a lot of people talk about politics like it's a negative thing. Politics is not a bad thing. Politics is a good thing. It's a neutral thing, actually. Politics is every human being's willingness and ability to do things to protect or further your own personal interests. That's what politics means. Doing things to protect your personal interests or further your interests. Who here does not engage in politics? Exactly. Everybody engages in politics. All right, if you do something to try to get yourself ahead, that's politics. You do something to build a relationship with somebody who can help you advance in life or in your career, that's politics. If you go to the work every day and to get better and you study to get smarter, that's politics. You're doing things to advance your interests. That is politics. So if it's engaging with other people, that's the politics that many people talk about. But a lot of people use that phrase if it's some kind of negative thing, like it's people backstabbing or working behind your back. No, politics just means doing things to help yourself. And if you get other people on your team to help you, that's even better. This is what we call relationships, right? We call it networking, but people call it politics when it works against you. So all you need to do is learn to make politics work in your favor. I did a video on that before, live on that. Look it up on YouTube. It's already out. It's actually, I also did it I did a couple master classes on it as well. Look that up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud. My daily podcast / masterclass is called Work on Your Game. In other words, this third point here, to be chosen, you got to be visible. People have to know that you exist. All right, you have to be out there. You got to put yourself out there boldly and authentically. I talk about this on my masterclass every single day. Again, it's called Work on Your Game. It's on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, all the other platforms. You got to be out there. If you're not out there, you need to find somebody who knows how to get you out there and then employ them so that they can help get you out there. But if nobody knows who the hell you are, it doesn't matter how good you are. Everybody understand that. And this is politics. Getting known is politics. All right, it is not just about shaking hands and making friends. It is getting yourself known. All that said, I'm going to recap these points. First, let me tell you how to get this book for free like I promised that I would. This book right here is called The Mirror of Motivation. The subtitle is The Self-Guide and Self-Discipline. You get this book free by going to mirrorofmotivation.com. Just put in your shipping information. Take care of a small shipping charge. We will ship this book to you worldwide. You do not pay for the book. All you do is cover the shipping. We have already paid for this book. It's completely free to you. Why do you want this book? I'm going to tell you 3 things about yourself, and you're going to know these true. Number 1, you have goals in life. That's true. Number 2, you're going to work hard. That's also true. Number 3, you have never asked yourself the key question, which is, who do I need to be? That is the question that this book will provide the frameworks to help you answer. Again, the question is, who do I need to be? Most people understand hard work. I mean, you can hear that from any motivational speaker out there or any motivational book or YouTube channel. Most people understand having goals. All right, most of y'all have heard of those 2 things. Most people have never asked themselves, who do I need to be? And even if you do ask, you might not have any idea how to answer the question. That's why I wrote this book, to help you help yourself answer the question, because I'm not going to tell you who to be. That wouldn't make any sense for me to tell you who to be. But you could tell yourself who to be by getting this book by going to mirrorofmotivation.com. Just take out the word the. Mirrorofmotivation.com. Book's paid for. You cover the shipping. Now let me recap these points. And if anybody got a question, post it right now. I'll take a couple and then we wrapping this up. The topic is the reasons why you were not chosen. Number 1, your personal criteria is not the same of the criteria of your audience. In other words, buyer or product market fit. Like somebody said in the comments there, your offer must match what the customer wants. If it doesn't match, they're not going to buy. So either you need to adjust your offer or you need to go find the right customer. One or the other, maybe both. Number 2, you are not the only option. If people have more than one option and they can pick and choose, it becomes a buyer's market. They might not buy you because there are more options out there than you. But if you make yourself the only option, they don't have any choice but to buy whatever you're offering. Number 3, your political game is weak. This is the reason why people have agents and managers. Look at somebody like the president of the United States or the governor or the mayor. They all have all these people who work for them. What is all those other people's jobs? A lot of their jobs are to just maintain the relationships. Now, the person in charge, the mayor, can't talk to every single person who wants a piece of the mayor, but he got 10 people on his team who helps talk to all those people to maintain the relationships. That's the very purpose of having people around you, to maintain and build relationships on your behalf. Not the only reason, but that's one of the things that they do. So if your political game is weak, meaning nobody knows you and you don't know anybody, you need to get yourself out of the house, get off Instagram, and go meet some people and build some relationships so you can stop being unknown out here. You got game, but nobody knows who you are. Now, again, Work on Your Game University. After you get this book, the next level is for you to join us at Work on Your Game University. These are the only things we do. All right, so you can get the book for free. First of all, you go listen to this stuff for free on these lives or YouTube, wherever you at. Daily masterclass we put out every day, podcast, whatever you want to call it. The next level is you get the book. The next level after that is Work on Your Game University. That's it. We don't do anything else. You get the free stuff on social media, podcasts, YouTube, whatever. The next level is you get the book. The next level is Work on Your Game University. Work on Your Game University is for 3 people. Number 1, person who feels like you need more game. Number 2, the person who has game, but you need to get better at showing it. And number 3, the person who has game and you show it, but nobody is recognizing your game. If you are in one of these 3 groups, you need to join us at workonyourgameuniversity.com. That's workonyourgameuniversity.com. If there is a question, I'm going to answer it right now. And let's see what we got. If you got a question, Facebook or Periscope, go ahead and post it. Harry said ball. I guess he's talking about LaMelo Ball. I want to see LaMelo be the number 1 pick, but I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know who's going to be the number 1 pick. They say it's no clear-cut guy, but we'll see what's up. Your Ranger, what's going on? J8SH, what's going on? Brandon Joseph, what's up? He said, you can be confident as hell that you look good, but if a chick thinks you're a 5, then it don't matter. That's right. But you might find another chick who thinks you're a 10. So you can either up your looks or you can just go find somebody who likes what you already got. Harry said Doncic was a 4th pick as well. Yes, good point. Harry said, I buy Samsung because I get a charger. All right, we'll see. Apple comes with a charger too, though. So you got more than one option. Pierre Kutani, what's good? All right, let me see. Ricky said, I used to watch your videos all the time before I realized I couldn't make the basketball team in high school. All right, well, too bad you didn't make the basketball team in high school, Ricky, but listen, you can make a lot more right now that you're out of high school. I'm assuming you're not in high school no more. You in Long Beach, the LBC. Ricky said Lonzo Ball, number 1 pick. I think he was number 2. He did this in a whole different lane. I think Lonzo was number 2 pick, I think. It's all about who shows their face first with a great impression. Not necessarily first, but who makes the best impression. That matters. It depends on how much time people got to shop around, whether it's first or not. Sports Lover says, does work on your game help improve politics? Of course we do. We help you understand politics. We don't improve politics. Politics is a thing. It's like asking, does it improve oxygen? It's not changing. It's your ability to work within it. That's what we help you with. We don't change the fact that politics exists. We got a masterclass called How to Make Politics Work in Your Favor. All right, so if you want to make politics work for you, and I did a masterclass called Why and How to Be Political ASAP. We got 2 masterclasses, just those 2 off the top, I'll tell you, about politics. Politics is about relationships, is about people skills. Inside of Work on Your Game University, we have a course called People Skills. And you get access to, when you join Work on Your Game University, you get access to 10 of our courses. And we don't sell our courses individually anymore. So if anybody's wondering whatever happened to our courses, we got a course called, I'm looking at the page right now for Work on Your Game University. Bulletproof Mindset, 30 Days of Discipline, ASAP Confidence, Toughen Up, Unapologetic, 25 hours. This is the page right here that all y'all can see at workonyourgameuniversity.com. People Skills, Content Machine, Sell Yourself, Raise Your Value. Here's the People Skills course right here. We sell this course for $497. You cannot buy this course. All right, you cannot buy this course individually anymore. The only place you get this course is at Work on Your Game University. We don't sell our courses individually anymore. We don't even sell these books. We're giving you the book for free. All right, we want everybody in Work on Your Game University. We're making this so simple and so clear that nobody can be confused about how you could get with what we're doing here at Work on Your Game. All right, it is so simple, nobody can mess this up. Even a caveman can do it. workonyourgameuniversity.com. That's all one word, workonyourgameuniversity.com. All right, wrapping this up. I told y'all we're going to keep these lives to, I said 15 minutes, but I always go over. We're going to get better at that. We got to work on our games too. So everybody have a great Wednesday. We're doing another one tomorrow, Working Your Game. We out, Dre, all day.